Since the Democrats in Congress have clearly forgotten how to tell the truth, here are the facts about impeachment. There was no illegal quid pro quo. There was no wrongdoing in the transcript, no testimony from the whistleblower in Congress, no corroboration of any allegations from any of the witnesses, no firsthand accounts of any lawbreaking activity, no evidence of bribery, no Biden probe conducted by Ukraine, no proof of any of Adam Schiff's allegations. In other words, Democrats in Congress are partisan hacks. Oh, and by the way, the U.S. military aid to Ukraine was released, and all witnesses who were asked during the impeachment hearings said the investigation of Burisma was legitimate. All the witnesses who were asked admitted Hunter Biden on the board of Burisma gave the appearance of a conflict of interest, and none of the witnesses had proof of Adam Schiff's allegations against President Trump. And yet, here we are at impeachment. You tell me if it's fair or partisan for the Democrats to try to impeach President Trump with no proof of wrongdoing, all because they don't think the president should be allowed to set foreign policy, because they think it's illegal for the president to fire administration officials, because they think it's a crime to tweet. Here's the truth about the witnesses. Not one of the law school professors raised their hand yesterday when they were asked by Congressman Matt Gaetz if they had any personal knowledge of a single fact in Adam Schiff's impeachment report. Not one. Gordon Sondland, who was cited hundreds of times in the Democrats' impeachment report, testified that President Trump told him, "I want nothing from Ukraine. I want no quid pro quo." Sondland testified that he just presumed a quid pro quo, but President Trump never told him about any preconditions for aid. Sondland testified that President Trump never, ever asked him about the Bidens. Alexander Vindman, supposedly the Democrat star witness, testified that he was on the Trump-Zelensky phone call, and the transcript of the call was very accurate. He admitted people can interpret the call differently than he did. Tim Morrison, Vindman's boss, testified he was also on the call, and nothing on the call concerned him. Kurt Volker testified he was never involved with any bribery or extortion, and the White House never asked him anything of the kind. Former ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, testified that she knew of no criminal activity the president has been involved with. Yovanovitch testified that Trump provided military aid to Ukraine while Obama did not. She testified that the Obama administration was worried about Hunter Biden and Burisma enough to prep her for questions about conflict of interest before her confirmation hearing. And other witnesses say it's perfectly normal to evaluate a country's corruption before giving them U.S. taxpayer money. And nobody had any firsthand knowledge of an illegal or inappropriate quid pro quo. All this, and Adam Schiff refuses to allow the whistleblower who made the original allegations to testify before Congress. And yet, despite the unfair process, despite the partisan hackery from the Democrats, despite unfriendly witnesses, the Democrats still can't offer any proof of wrongdoing by President Trump. But they want to impeach him anyway. No matter if you're a Republican voter or a Democrat voter, that is dangerous to our country, and I think we all know it.